3 tips on how to choose the right protein powder for you. Bash! What's going on, Tom? It's Guys here, and today we're going to be checking out how to choose the right protein powder for you, and also giving my top 3 tips on how to find a good protein powder and also filter out some of the bad ones. So one of the most common questions you get as a personal trainer is, what do you think to this protein powder? Is this a good protein powder? Should I be buying this or should I be buying another one? So I feel like this will be a really helpful video for you guys, especially considering there's all sorts of marketing nonsense out there and it can make it quite complicated to actually find a good protein powder. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the video. This allows YouTube to put it into their algorithm and share it with other people so more people get this information. Also helps the channel grow, and I will be doing some kind of fun 10,000 calorie challenges around the 1,000 subscriber mark. But without further ado, let's get on to tip number 1. So all of these tips are important, but tip number 1 is kind of what you come for. It's the protein bracket, macro and calorie count of the protein shake itself. So we're gonna have some minimum counts and some maximum counts here, just to weed out some of the shakes that you want to sort of avoid. So first things first, the protein shake must have a minimum of 19 grams of protein. Now it goes without saying, you want a high protein count when it comes to your protein powder, because if you're getting a protein shake which is kind of 10, 11 grams of protein per scoop, you're kind of wasting your money, and in my opinion that shouldn't really even be allowed to be called a protein shake. And most protein shakes will be more towards 19, 20, maybe even 21, but you can find some really high quality protein shakes which are about 28, 29 grams of protein per scoop. Now a good example of this would be the Impact Whey Protein from My Protein. And if you've watched any of my video reviews before, you know that I consider the Impact Whey Protein your bog standard whey protein shake. And that's not said in a bad way. I just think that the Impact Whey Protein is kind of at least what you want to be aiming for to be considered good. Which means the Impact Whey Protein is technically considered a good protein shake. I know I'm teasing you there, but we'll discover why later on in the video.
Naughty, naughty, you teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
Now the other macros are less important, however you don't want to go for something that's got a ton of carbs and not much protein in it, because that is more like a Herbalife, a meal replacement shake, which is not what you want out of your protein shakes. If you want a meal replacement shake, get a meal replacement shake. If you want a protein powder, get a protein powder. And again, it might seem simple, but many people fall into the trap of clever marketing. Which brings us to an absolute maximum of 6 grams of carbs and 4 grams of fat. And chances are if it's high in carbs and high in fat, it's going to be lower in protein, just to try and bring the overall calorie count down. Which brings us on to an optional maximum count of 150 calories per scoop. Once again, if you're double scooping, that's 300 calories per scoop. Now if you're trying to lean out, if you're trying to lose weight like a lot of people are, then having over 150 grams per scoop of protein powder is probably not going to be the best idea. You probably want to go for something a little bit lower than that. Point number 2, taste. Now this is really tricky to get just by looking at the website, looking at the packaging. However, most protein brands do offer samples of their flavours. Now I really recommend ordering a sample of a protein powder if you're new to trying it before you order something like a 5 kilogram tub of it. And taste is actually really important to your protein powder, because again, if you don't like it, you're not going to drink it and you've just wasted your money with it. And a good way of ensuring that it's a tasty protein powder is not to overcomplicate it. Now brands like My Protein for some reason have a million different flavours, and to be brutally honest, I don't need to know what latte flavoured or matcha iced tea flavoured protein powder is going to taste like. So a good tip on making sure that your protein powder is tasty and you actually like it, just stick with the 4 basic flavours. Those are chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and if you're a bit of a pervert like me, banana. This just ensures that you kind of know what to expect from the flavour, so even if it's a really bad tasting chocolate, at least it still tastes like chocolate and not something totally weird like tiramisu. And number 3 is price. You don't want to find a protein powder that ticks all the boxes, but it's £100 per kilogram, because that means every scoop you put in your shaker cup is going to be £3 or £4. Now I was thinking about giving you guys a formula which shows you how much protein you would get per pound of your money. However, I think that's just making it a little bit too complicated than it needs to be. So let's make it simple and just say no more than £35 per kilogram. And if you're watching in the US, that's about $50 for the same amount, which I think is about £2.4. I don't know, I'm just a personal trainer, I'm not a geographetician. So go Google it if you're unsure of the conversion rate. And that's it, guys. I didn't want to overcomplicate this with like added amino acids, with creatine count. I just wanted to make this video for the average person who's maybe struggling to find a good protein powder for them. If this video does really well and it gets, say, 20 likes in the first week, what I'll do, I'll make a part 2 of this video where I actually give you my top 3 best protein powders based on all 3 of those facts, and maybe give you a few more tips, more complex tips on how to choose a good protein shake. Again, please consider liking the video, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. See you!